Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I'm the Moon Mama. How are you all doing today? Today is Wednesday, and Wednesday is governed by Mercury. And Mercury is the most significant planet that we have, other than the sun, of course. The sun is everything. But Mercury is the planet closest to the sun, and Mercury is the planet that governs the mind. In ancient mythology, it's Mercury is in Egyptian or Kemetic religion, Tehuti, also Thoth, also Hermes. Mercury is the little god with the wings on his feet who would run around, and in Greek and Roman mythology, Mercury was the god that could go to heaven and hell. It's a mental thing. It's about your thoughts. And if you think about it, you can think something that really makes you feel amazing and takes you into feeling really great. And then that feeling will lead you into experiences that make you feel even better. Or you can think thoughts that are depressing and painful and terrorizing, and that will take you into your own personal hell. In many cultures and ancient religions, we say that heaven and hell are within us, within our own control of our thinking, of our minds. And so it's just a really great time to really pay attention, because Mercury just entered Gemini, and Gemini is the energy of the trickster. It really is. It's the twins. So you will find for the next, next couple of weeks that your mind might be running very fast. You might have, it's a good time to socialize and get everything done, and a lot of communicating and talking. But the thing that's most valuable about Mercury is that Mercury governs our perception, and perception is what creates our reality. So for instance, you might, walk up and you see a person, and you might smell the fragrance they're wearing, or you might smell the fragrance they're wearing. You might see the clothes, the colors. You might hear the tone of their voice. And then based upon those senses that you experience by seeing them, by hearing their voice, by smelling a fragrance that they're wearing, then we begin to, how we build our realities, then we create a story over that. Then you say, oh, this person makes me feel good, or you in your mind is always telling you something, right? This person, I recognize them, or this person is my friend. This person is someone who did this to me. This person is someone who looks like somebody I know. The stories we tell, usually based upon a historical experience, and then we bring our history into the current moment, and then we experience our perception in real living time with the reality that we create by the story we tell about it. And so the work of this energy is to be able to not tell a story, to literally just, or tell a story that you feel is desirable. Because what you tell, the story that your mind creates is the reality that you're going to experience. So there comes an opportunity for you to begin to tell a new story, because the story you're telling might be one that's keeping you stuck in old ways of being. Okay, so I have a story for you guys. So I've been sharing with you guys that I've been really moving through shifting my relationship patterns, because Venus goes into retrograde today. And so since I've been knowing the shadow, I created the class for each of you to join. Over 65 of you have joined. Thank you so much. And this class is life-changing, so I encourage you to join. But it's about shifting your perception of the way you relate. So it's, I realized that I was relating to most of the people in my life from a space of scarcity and not feeling whole and not feeling like I was enough. So I go into relationships feeling inadequate. And so I looked at the ways, and I could see that, there were ways that I had been doing that just from my childhood. So I knew that my relationships had to shift. So one of my major relationships has shifted in this last month. And I've been working on really identifying why it was that way. And I did a constellation session with a friend of mine named Jess yesterday, and I went to go look at the formulation around my relationship with this person who's been in my life for 40 years. We've been friends since we were 10 and 11. And I remembered in this session yesterday, I remembered that there was a time when I wanted a dog because I wasn't mothered. Like my mother, I never bonded with my mother or my father. They weren't available parents. And I went to live with my grandmother early, and she was 50 something and she was tired. She already had like 7 or 8 kids. And so I just never bonded, like emotional bonding. And so there was this time when a family close to us had a litter of puppies. And I wanted a puppy so bad. Like my life depended on it. And my grandmother always said yes to me. But for some reason, this time she said no. And I could really manipulate her. I could get her to think that I could just get my way with her. And so I cleaned up the house and created a space and begged and begged and begged. And she was like, no. But in the reading, I remembered this. And I remembered that I was yearning to love something, that I was yearning to connect in a deep way because I had not connected with my mother or my father. I hadn't bonded, and if you're a mother, you understand that bonding that happens between you and a child. So I hadn't had that. And I was looking, my young self, my young soul was looking for something to bond to. And when I saw those puppies, I was like, that's it. And my grandmother said no. And so within that year, I met this person that I had this 40-year friendship with. And that energy that I had for that puppy, that desire to connect, then went to this person. And it was born out of a need, out of a desire, and it was misaligned. It was misaligned. And so for all these years, I've been holding that space, that puppy, that desire to be loved, desire to be connected with that person, and they came in and just connected. And so there was an energetic exchange that was going on that stopped working for me. I don't know that it stopped working for them. I can only speak for myself, but it stopped working for me because I need my energy for something else now. And the 10-year-old, 11-year-old girl inside of me was just looking for somebody to love. And so in this Venus retrograde, I've been able to discover how my relationships were formulated and how they don't work any longer, and begin to pull those energies back so that I can now get started in a new way of being, so that I can now live my true identity. And which brings me to the moon is in Aquarius today. The moon in Aquarius is about you being absolutely true to yourself, rebelling and breaking old contracts that keep you out of your true identity. So we're going to be here for the next 2 days. We're also starting a new moon cycle tomorrow, which will begin the new moon in Gemini. So we're going to have Mercury in Gemini, we're going to have Venus retrograding in Gemini, and we're going to be having a new moon in Gemini. And this energy is very significant for us to be able to break out of old patterns of love, old patterns of relating, old patterns of percepting and perceiving things. So for instance, and when I was a child, I perceived that I had a yearning, that I had a need, that I was inadequate in some way. And so because I perceived that I was inadequate because of a feeling, it literally was a feeling in my body that came when I saw those puppies that was like, I need that. And my grandmother said no. So I remember when I met the person that I became friends with, when I met them in the 7th grade, and I attached an energetic to them, almost like an energetic net, and pulled them in because they came into my heart and filled that space that my grandmother wouldn't allow the puppy to fill. So if your relationships, like if you have been experiencing stuff in your life for years that just where your needs aren't getting met, where you feel like there's more and there's something else that you were wanting and need, this is the time. I'm telling y'all, this is the time. This, and I'm telling you because I'm reading the astrology and because I have experienced a life of feeling like something is missing. This isn't right. Maybe, I don't know. Is this it? like feeling outside of myself. And that is gone now. I do not feel that way anymore. And let me say this, it's been a lifetime of work for me, but because I have perfected these courses and the work that I do, it doesn't have to be a lifetime of work for everybody else. That's why I did it, so that I could learn how to do it and teach others, because I come across people all the time who are in a spin in this Western world, like thinking, I need more money. You know, this relationship won't work, but this one will. If I just did this, I would feel happy. You're not going to get it through the Western understanding. It doesn't work that way. You have to get it through healing your mind, healing your heart, healing your lineage, going back and asking the questions and getting curious about who you are and what you're capable of, and your relationship to the divine, your relationship to the environment that we're in, which is not how we were taught it. You know, especially for Black people, we were taught that it's Christianity and all that kind of stuff. That is not how this works at all. And you can have your full self. You can have your power. You can live the life that you really want. You can have the love that you desire. You can do the work that is resonant with your soul. You can be surrounded by people who fucking get you and celebrate you and love you. And you can heal. I'm telling you, it's possible, because I'm doing it and I'm teaching others do it. And every day I'm seeing people whose lives are being changed. And it just, I don't even, it's so empowering. It's so incredible. So anyway, the moon is in Aquarius today. Use the energy to break free from the old paradigm of thinking that something is wrong with you, or that you'll never have what you want, or that it's not possible, or that you fucked up, you missed it. None of that shit is true. So I encourage you to join. Either you can go on my link tree here and do the Venus retrograde course. It's only $21. And then the first month of the moon cycle is $20.20. So just join for 1 month and see how it works. It is a subscription. You can cancel at the end of the month. It's $97 after that, and you get your money's worth. You get your $97 worth, because we do rituals, we teach. There's nothing else like it out there. And but you can do that for the first month for $20, and you can see and you can decide if it works for you. I know I'm with women every day who are having incredible breakthroughs, who are starting to love themselves, who are opening up their pleasure senses and zones, who are stepping into relationships that feel good to them, who are doing work that feels good to them. And I'm happier than I could ever be, because I'm living inside of my purpose. So with that, I'm the Moon Mama. Please share the video. Please, for those of you who've been giving me donations, thank you. I love the donations. They just let me know that the work that I'm doing here is valuable to you. And you don't ever have to join any courses that I'm teaching, because this is good too. If this works for you, do that. But I would love for you to give donations, because then that just allows me to know that there's value here. And you can look at my link tree and see all of that stuff there. Okay. Peace and blessings, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.